Though my ship may be rocking, yes, and my sail may be full, I shall rest in the eye of the storm. This is where we say message in the music, Bishop. Yes, Lady D. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening to you, Bishop. Good evening, Lady D. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's so good to look over there in Studio B, and there you are. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm happy to be back. And we're delighted to have you back. I guess we passed each other, one in the highway and the byway and the skyway and the waterway. we certainly did. We certainly did, and I'm so happy that we both came down safely. Yes, sir. Yeah, the Lord has been good. But God. Had it not been for Him, oh my goodness, just the Lord, we give Him thanks. Mm-hmm. Just want to say special thanks to all those who've tuned in before, who's still checking in. I'm on a different page tonight, Evangelist Gobourne's page. That page popped up for some reason. The other page seemingly is hiding, so I'm using the one. Good thing I had more than one. Isn't it, though? Yeah, God is. That's called. Yes, don't ma'am. Put all your eggs in one basket. One basket. See that, Bishop? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sir. Well said. Well said. And I believe that. I believe that because God has. I know one thing we know about ministry. Yes, sir. The Lord has a creation. When it comes to streams, we listen to the writings in Genesis where the Lord provided several streams in the Garden of Eden. And so, what am I trying to say? Never put your eggs in one basket. The Lord never did that either. He had different streams. And so that's why we're told to make sure we have more than one stream of income that we can survive. In case this paper sale doesn't work, we sell fish. We can't get the fish, we sell chicken. Or sell stones, whatever we have to sticks. The Lord has always made a way where there seemingly isn't a way. And so He's a provider. He's everything to us, and we give Him all the praise. I'm just excited about what He's doing in my life, in the ministry. But just want to say, yes, ma'am, happened to have gone for the first time to Kenya. Never thought I wanted to fly that far. People ask me a lot of times, when are you going to Ghana? I said, I'm not ready yet. I said, the Lord has enough people in Ghana. You don't need me there. That's what I said. But Lady D, is one thing He gave me about a year ago. Actually, less than a year ago. This commission to go. Yes. Oh, really now? Yes. And I put it together because He put this in my spirit. And I've been ministering on this, teaching wherever I get a chance to implement or just interject. That's the commission He gave Paul. When Paul traveled over 30,000 miles without a Rolls Royce, and without a Benz, without a Escalade. I'm just talking for those who are here today. We had the Rolls Royce he used, the car of the time was the donkey. Camels, all these things were luxurious means of modes of transportation. And he didn't concern himself with what, where, when, how. He just went because the Lord said, go. And so I'm just inclined to saying that when he was going, he went his first missionary journey. He had good success. People were listening to him. They were listening to the word that came out of his mouth. And they were standing at every beckon, every note. He couldn't get it out fast enough before they said amen. But for some reason, those same people decided that he wasn't preaching what they wanted. Let me just get into it for the time that we have. He was saying, he was preaching, and he was in an era where this man named Demetrius was a big businessman. He dealt in art, I should say craft. He was dealing in craft, different sorts of craft. One of the craft was witchcraft, one was voodoo, horoscope, and the one with the crystal ball. Those were crafts. But to think that in those days it was a big business, and in the area where he was, it was a big business. He couldn't get anybody to buy anything less than what he was selling. Whatever he sold, okay, for example, somebody over there selling codfish, somebody is selling jerk pork, some selling pasta, but they were all selling food. Yes. So all his people were selling craft. So all his friends, his rich colleagues, were dealing in wizardry, in demonology. All of this stuff was what they were dealing with. And I want to get back to the fact that he didn't take too kindly to this man named Paul. Paul went on his first journey, and when he went to this place called Ephesus. Ephesus was the place of marketing all sorts of stuff. For example, we go to a flea market. You see anything, Lady, in a flea market. Stuff you don't want. So now you wonder why people take these things and decide to sell them. Well, and you know what they say, somebody's junk is somebody's treasure. Yeah. And they buy it and take it home. I mean, some folks that I know buy stuff. I know some folks, and it's not a woman either. Man, likes to buy stuff. Anywhere he goes, he picks up stuff. And I'm like, why are you buying this? He said, Pastor, you want this? I said, what am I doing with this? I'm sorry, but I don't have need for this. So I want to have space in my garage. It's a garage sale, doesn't mean I have to put it in my garage. If I buy it, I want to be able to access it, to use it. These people were selling all sorts of stuff. And I want to get to a segue. In case, this is where I'm going now, I'm going to do it shortly. In case somebody comes to my door, my parents said when I was back there, and they were going, my father was selling medicine, was a dispenser. But he used to walk to sell his medicine all over the place. He walked from St. Ann to Kingston. So it was a long walk to make sure we didn't have to beg, steal, or borrow. He provided for his kids no matter what. And we didn't know that we were poor because all we knew we were happy. Run up and down our little pants. Some of the pants have some holes. And my father was a tailor, so he just darn it. We don't have a care in the world. You know, in case somebody says Eastern comes to the door, don't let them in unless I'm sewing 3 uniforms for some people. And Mr. Brown come in to pick up his kid's uniform. That's the only time you open the door. In case Mr. Brown comes to the door, you open it. In case you're in Florida and you hear that there's tornado, go into an inner room. Don't stay at the window and look out and look at the lightning flash. If you're in the sea and you see lightning and you hear thunder, get out the sea, because electrons run through the water. You will be electrocuted because electricity comes from water. For those who at least grew up, learn a little bit of something, civics and social studies and science, we learn a little something back in school. You know, different countries, different culture. But I never forgot that day. I learned it in primary school in Jamaica. And primary, little school, we call it the basic, right? Small school for some people who have different terminologies. But but I'm just trying to say that you learn some stuff and they stay with you. In case you have a problem, you know who to go to. And I'm going to run off and get into the subject matter. This is Acts 27. Acts 27 verse just 1. And it said, and when it was decided that we should all go to Italy, Rome this is, and Paul to be delivered, he and his friends, to this particular man named Julius. Entering the ship, Paul had an objection. Not only because he was a slave now, because when you're a prisoner, you are a slave. Make no mistake. If you're a prisoner, you're a slave to the person in charge of you. You can't go anywhere. They tell you what time to go, to sleep, brush your teeth, blah, 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 blah. And whatever grub they serve you, whether you like it or not, you eat it, unless you want to go on a fast. Well, there's a man named Paul Mackenzie in Kenya. Happened to be that I was in Kenya at the time when this happened, when I heard about this. This man had a massive group of people following him. But then he managed to inspire some folks that the Lord wanted them to go on a fast. And be careful who prophesies on you. Yeah. Because everybody knows after COVID is a prophet. I'm not saying that to be facetious. People were preaching, prophesying stuff that were happening. No, that's not a prophecy. No. You're telling what is actually happening. It's a story. It's not even history. No. It's a story that you're telling that is ongoing. It's a current event. Thank you, Lady D. Current event, current news. And you're reading it. News at 11 is coming. But news now at 8:50 is not prophecy. So